know what's wrong with my life? I've lived alone too long. I really have. It's not healthy. I lived with a man for 10 years, and if we had spent some money finding counseling instead of dope, we might have had a prayer. Because since him, there've been a few, float in and out, but mostly I've been living with cats. I don't even like cats anymore. I really don't. I'm just, what am I going to do? I just destroyed my apartment because these fuckers, they just empty everything. It has to be my nails. I have to work on my nails. If I would like to have them all declawed, but of course, then Peter would turn on me, and that would be the end of that. So instead, I'd have my apartment as 212 Tobacco Road is where I'm living. Really a nightmare. What do they do? I mean, you have a cat, you can pretend you have a pet. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's not a pet. What does it do? It sleeps for 20 hours a day. Then it wakes up compulsively. They're really very compulsive animals. Cleaning. The same spot over and over and over. Then they might go to eat and go to the litter box, and then they have to vomit. I mean, that's just part of the day. But with a cat, we all vomit occasionally, but a cat, it's a production. It is, and it's always they make a sound before they throw up. When you're never in the same room, but you hear the sound, and they're about to vomit on something you really care about, but you're not going to get there on time. I call it prelude to a puke because it says 3 o'clock in the morning on the pillow next to me. I go, lovely, I thought my boyfriend was having a heart attack, and then I remembered, I don't have a boyfriend. God, I'm exhausted. I am exhausted. I'm too old to do this. All right, so I should be on a beach somewhere with a good-looking man fanning me. The thing with animals was because my parents, I'm an only child, and I was born late in their lives, so I was not only obnoxiously spoiled, but there were no boundaries. Again, it really fit the schooling. No boundaries. When they wanted to get me an animal, so I'd have something to relate to, because they couldn't relate to me and they couldn't relate to each other. So basically, so what do they get? They get one of these pathetic goldfish that, swimming alone in a bowl. I kind of saw my future in that bowl. Round, going nowhere fast alone, round and round. And they lasted about 5 days, probably because I forgot to feed them. But, I officiated at so many toilet bowl flushing funerals. I mean, it just broke my heart. So finally, my mother, who really kind of ran the picture there, she decided, well, let's get something a little more lively. Let's get her a parakeet. First of all, this parakeet was morbidly obese. I mean, it obviously did not have it was just Pudgy Pudgy the parakeet. Hated my guts. Loved my father. At least, he had someone that he could talk to. It was not a good situation with the marriage. The bird would fly out of its cage, and it would take one of the 3 hairs he had left on his head, and kind of like a curling iron, it would just hold it up, and then just let it go. And he would kiss. The bird's little hideous little beak would kiss my father's lips. I mean, really. I don't think he kissed my mother in 15 years. So then the bird would land occasionally on me, on my arm. How they kind of stalk you, because it hated me walking up and down my arm like it was looking for an artery to open. I know that the bird hated me. Then occasionally they would bring home feral cats. I'm not sure why, one at a time, and there would always be an incident, always involve my mother, who really didn't like animals, but wound up taking care of them. And then they got me a poodle. I got a poodle, and they don't even have these kinds of Moyen. Have you ever heard of a Moyen poodle? No, of course not, because they don't make them anymore. They are in the middle between the small poodles and the big poodles. They're the middle class of poodles. That's why they're disappearing, like the rest of us. I love that dog, though. Sweet, sweet animal, sweet and intelligent and really loving. I think my mother wished she'd given birth to the poodle because I was a nightmare. I mean, I did everything. I did so many things that it would just be, under the cutting and the stealing and the lying and the sleeping. I was really a very sick child, and they finally took me to a psychiatrist. This is my legacy. My legacy is depression, anxiety, and a bunion. This is my legacy. And I remember my aunt saying, "You're going to have a bunion someday. Can't I have like the $500,000 you're stowing away? Because I know you're saving now it's going to be a bunion." And she was absolutely right. As my parents were very bad. It was a very bad marriage. Everybody was depressed. I have a picture, and absolutely most depressing. I could kill myself. I look at this picture. It's me, my mother, and my grandmother. And the caption under the picture should read, "3 Jews just waiting for death."